Yes, it's time for another album ranking. Today we are ranking none other than the legendary death metal band Valour. Now, a lot of people love this band and kudos for you. That, in my opinion, I feel that Valour is a good band overall, but I wouldn't go that far to say they are one of my favorite death metal bands. I really do enjoy all their stuff, but there are some albums that I had to listen to over and over again. This is going to be a very hard ranking to do. There are a few albums that I really do enjoy and a few albums that I think are just average. So yeah, a lot of people love this band, but I feel that there are other better death metal bands out there. Valour remind me a lot like Immortal, where they are a very fun band, but I just want a little bit more substance in my death metal. But overall, enough shitting on Valour. Let's get on with this album ranking. Now, before I start, pop your favorite Valour albums down below, and let's get on with it. Coming in last is Honor, Valor, Pride, and this was their second last album before Valour disbanded. And overall, this is a pretty good album, fun album overall. Great songs like Contact, Wait Out, Suspect, Hostile, Seventh, Offensive, and K Machine with that really chunky riff. The riffs are there. The production's a lot better than Mercenary, but I just feel that Mercenary is a slightly better album than Honor, Valor, Pride. But yeah, there's some catchy moments and the production's on point with some really chunky and gritty guitar riffs that I really do enjoy, and the vocal work is absolutely amazing. November 14th, 2001, this was released, and it's a pretty solid album for what it is, and to think this is their weakest album based in my opinion. Next up is Mercenary. This is a much more riff-centric album, or most of Valour albums are pretty riff-centric, but yeah, there's a lot of riffs on this, and pretty catchy moments as well. Some great solo work, amazing drum work as well, and the vocals really are distinctive and quite in your face on this album. Laid to Waste, Zeroed with that fucking cool riff. Powder Burns is probably one of my favorite Valour songs. I absolutely love it, especially that melody on it. No Guts, No Glory, and Sixth Chapter. Really interesting outro to end off the album. That song is a very elongated song, and it really works overall. But yeah, this was released on November 9th, 1998. This is their third last album. Mercenary is a pretty good album overall. Production, on the other hand, has that really grittiness sound, and the production's okay, you could say, but I'm going to say that the other albums have much better production than Mercenary. Next up is In Battle There Is No Law. This was their debut album. Valour sound a little bit different on this. Incorporate more of that grindcore element, but holy shit, this album is pretty intense and heavy. There are some grindcore death metal elements. June 12th, 1988, this was released, and I'll tell you what, the vocal work is fantastic as always. It's really great guitar work. In Battle There Is No Law, great riffs, Forgotten Existence, Denial of Destiny, Psychological Warfare, and not to mention Nuclear Annihilation to end off the album. There's more growls, there's a few shouts as well on this album, and yeah, the vocalist is definitely trying to figure out the vocal style on this, which does really work in the long run. But yeah, In Battle There Is No Law, pretty solid LP nonetheless, and this was their debut album. Next up is an album that was released on October 28th, 1989. It is Realms of Chaos, Slaves of Darkness. And yeah, a very war-centric album, quite riff-centric as well. Great songs, Eternal War, Through the Eye of Terror, Dark Millennium, that riff on that, the melodies do get stuck in your head. All That Remains, probably one of the most catchiest and fun songs by Valour. And of course you got songs like World Eater. World Eater's amazing, especially the riff. It's so cool. I love the scaling on that. It had much more substance than the previous album I mentioned, which was their debut album, In Battle There Is No Law. It is definitely one of their best. And yeah, World Eater be one of my favorite songs by Valour. I know it's Questy's favorite song. Next up is Those Once Loyal. November 14th, 2005, this was released. And I tell you what, this is a very solid album. The riffs are there. Songs like The Kill Chain, Those Once Loyal, Last Stand of Humanity, and When Cannons Fade are just so damn good. The melodies just get stuck in your head. Amazing drumming on this, some fantastic vocal work, very guttural and deep, and it really works overall. Great storytelling on this, very good storytelling. There's emotional passages as well on this. The Kill Chain being one of my favorite songs off the album, but yeah, amazing work. This was the last album as well, and it's this damn high. This damn high. The reason why Bolt Thrower disbanded was because they did write some more material after Those Once Loyal, but they thought it wasn't good enough for an album. Well, there's some facts there, but overall, fantastic LP, Those Once Loyal. Okay, next up is WARMASTER. Great album. It's a different sound, more of that death metal than the previous albums, Realm of Chaos and In Battle There Is No Law. It was much more different sound by Bolt Thrower on this. Guttural, harsher vocals on this, Destroy the Sanity, amazing solos on this album, Profane Creation, WARMASTER, Rebirth for Humanity, and to end off the album is The Afterlife. Love it. I just love the riffs on this. The riffs are so damn chunky on this. Production's phenomenal on this as well, and it's a fantastic death metal album. So yeah, WARMASTER, released on February 1991. Released in October 1992, the following year, we got the 4th Crusade. The melodies are there. The melodies do get stuck in your head. Some really crazy guitar solos as well. Songs like Embers, We're Next to Conquer, the 4th Crusade, the self-titled. I just love how you could tell they've been inspired by a bit of Candlemass on this and a bit of Black Sabbath. Like, there are a lot more doomier moments on this. Like, it's a much more slower death metal album, and that it really works. And there are elements of doom metal on this, especially through the 4th Crusade, Icon, Embers, dark, heavy riffs on this. The 4th Crusade would be my second favorite Bolt Thrower album. Released in 1994, November 24th, my favorite Bolt Thrower album is For Victory. For Victory, a triumph building riff-centric album with some incredible songs like War, Remembrance, Where Glory Beckons, Lest We Forget. Oh, the amazing guitar work on that. Crazy solos throughout Tank MK1, Armageddon Bound. I love this album overall, being one of my favorite death metal albums of all time as well. For Victory, just is straight in your face, just really fun death metal with a really dark underlying concept as well. But yeah, For Victory, Bolt Thrower will be my favorite Bolt Thrower album of all fucking time. So yeah, let me know in the comments below your favorite Bolt Thrower album. Do you agree or disagree with my opinion? Keep discussion going in the comment section below. Thank God I got this Bolt Thrower album ranking out of the way. We can focus on some better bands. But anyway, let me know in the comments below, and I will see you in the next one.